Shalom, my courageous Capricorns. Get ready for the energy in June to finally support the things that you have been wanting to build out for a really long time. It's going to be great. Hello all, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to my aligned astro chat where we are doing your transformational tarot and astrology reading for June 2025. This is connected to my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life TV series, or not TV, YouTube show series. Don't know why TV came out there, but there you have it. And for this particular reading, we are going to pull cards from two different decks. We're going to pull an overarching theme card from the Sacred Creators Oracle from Chris Ann. And for you guys today, I picked the Pocket of Peers. And this is a really unique deck. I've had it for a while, and it's very modern, but it also has that energy of, I want to say, what is being reflected back to you based on your external environment. And I feel like that's really important for you guys in this particular June energy. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So the energies for June from an astrological perspective, especially I feel for you guys, you want to be paying attention to what's happening in your Jupiter, because there is an energy that is going to invite expansion, but you don't want to overexpand. You don't want to overdo anything, because I feel like, overstepping your reach is not the result that you're wanting. And you've been held back for a little while. There's been a little bit of movement, but now you're ready to really take the leap. And so the tendency is to, I want to say, like, overcompensate, to get it done faster, to go big or go home. And what I'm hearing in this energy is not slow and steady wins the race, but you want to be methodical. You want to be considered in your approaches. So let's see what your overarching information or energy is. External validation. How interesting. And it's a 5, a 50. Feeling here like what you're building, I feel that there's a component here for you that's causing you to really feel like you need somebody else's approval, not to build the thing, but it's like in building the thing, you're hoping to please somebody. You're hoping to get somebody's attention. And I want to say stop right there, especially with that 5 energy. 5 is change, transformation. It's also conflict. And I feel like if you're seeking that external validation, you're going to be disappointed. Whoever it is that you're trying to prove yourself to, I feel almost like there's a karmic contract here that basically allows them to never be able to give you what it is that you need. And that's for your own good. It's because you don't need that external validation. And June is going to highlight this. And I feel like it's happening right now for you because your guides are saying it's time to release this, because this is what holds you back. This is what keeps you from getting that complete success, that absolute follow through, that finish to the end of the desired outcome. You always fall a little bit shy or a little bit short from your own perspective in terms of your own goals. You're always successful to external forces, but maybe not to the external forces that you want, right? It's the traditional, I have so many positive reviews, and what is the thing I focus on? The one nasty review that I get every year, and I'm focused on that. And that's what your guides are saying you don't want to do anymore. Don't focus on the external validation. Don't make that your purpose for living, because it's just going to hold you back. And in fact, I feel like your guides are going to be creating obstacles for your own good, creating obstacles that keep you from receiving that. So you want to be really clear on your why. Why am I wanting to build this new thing? Why am I stepping into this new project? Why am I walking this particular path or being called to this particular path? Is it purely me? Is it for me? Or am I doing it because I'm hoping that somebody else is going to take notice? So that's really significant. All right. So where are you at right now in your transformational journey in June? What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Oh, interesting. We have 9 of Wands. So yeah, you're releasing a little bit of control. I feel like you're addressing certain control freak issues, and spoken as a control freak. So I said with love, I am a certifiable control freak. So I like to say it takes one to know one. And of course, I'm an earth sign as well. So I understand you from that perspective. So this 9 of Wands energy, the issues around control. Certain levels of control get you to exactly where you want to be. Other levels of control, again, are too much. It's overcompensation, and it ends up diverting you in a direction that you don't want to be in. So I want to say stand in. When we look at this particular depiction, this person feels very confident in what it is that she's doing. She's arrived. She's smiling. She's making it look good. But guess what? She's got no shoes on her feet, which says to me either she was rushing and she forgot kind of an important detail because she was worried about the external things that were happening, or she had a harrowing journey that she doesn't want to share or doesn't want anyone to know about, and she lost her shoes in the process. And what do we think about when we lose our shoes or losing our shirt? It implies like loss of money, loss of financial resource. And I'm not saying you're going to lose financial resource. What I'm hearing here is if you focus on external validation, this is the kind of stuff that's going to happen where you're going to miss the important details because you're in such a hurry or a busy moment to overcompensate and make sure that all of these other things are perfect, that you're forgetting some of the fundamentals. And I want to say it's not like you, but in this new version of you, because there's been some stuff that's been held back, you're out of practice a little bit. And so I feel like for you right now, it's just taking a minute to breathe, to pause, to triple check your list, and to walk through the process a few times before you actually commit to something, before you actually take steps. Normally not your process. You'll figure it out as you go. You've got a plan, but then you figure it out as you go. This time I want to say take a little extra time because you are a little bit out of practice. Don't worry, you don't have to start from scratch and you'll pick it up very quickly. It's just like riding a bike, you figure it out. But there is going to be a little bit of awkwardness sort of at first as you're getting things started. 9s are endings, resolutions, and conclusions. So you're wrapping some things up before you're getting ready to move into something new. Catalyst, what's fueling or hindering your transformation? And is this resistance or rocket fuel? Oh my God, you got a second 9. So yeah, it's endings of things. And I feel like for you, the 9 of Cups, what's sort of transpiring here is your feelings. And I know this sounds a bit pedantic and a bit basic, but this is what I'm hearing. Your feelings for a person or a situation or an idea that you feel so connected to, like you would feel connected to a person, has come to an end. And I feel like it's come to an end for you. And it's about letting it go. I almost want to say like the death of a dream, but you ended the dream. You ended this relationship. You ended the connection in whatever capacity it came through in. And I feel like the catalyst for you is recognizing, oh, I've been hanging on to something. I've been moving so fast, trying to create something, trying to make something fit, trying to move forward in that passion space or using my passion as fuel, that I trampled right over how I was actually really feeling about the situation. I forgot about me in the transaction because I was so worried about the other person. And 2 9s in a row. So there's definitely something coming to an end. Mr. Neo agrees. So as we are moving forward, I want to say when we're talking about this catalyst, is it resistance or rocket fuel? I feel like it's rocket fuel because it's clarity. Oh my God. I didn't realize that I was negating my own needs. I didn't realize that I was actually feeling a different thing because I was so busy telling myself that I was feeling a thing and living off of the existing energy, living off of the fuel that was in the tank, that when I actually stopped to fill up on gas, I really got an inkling of, oh, I actually don't feel really aligned with this. So it's a great catalyst. It's an excellent catalyst for you. And interesting that they're both barefoot. I mean, this one makes sense. Barefoot at the beach kind of makes sense, but barefoot in the woods on a path, not so much. Deep root. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this June transformation under the surface? Queen of Swords. Wow. You have not been connected to your boundaries in a while. And it makes sense if you haven't really been connected to your feelings around a certain situation. You've been on autopilot. You've been driving yourself, kind of bulldozing through. Boundaries have been, I want to say it's a thing of the past. What are boundaries? I don't know what that is. Let me just be in the clouds. Let me just, do my thing. Queen of Swords is saying, wait a second. Now we got to kind of do a double take. Now we have to settle into this, because if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have some level of order, again, you're a little bit out of practice. If you don't have some boundaries or some order in this, you're going to run into the same situation here. You're going to burn yourself out. You're not going to know how you're feeling about something, and you're going to end up creating something that you don't want to create moving forward. You don't want to follow through with it, or it's not going to last. It's not going to serve the purpose that it needs to serve. So I feel like the boundary piece, if we ask, deep belief, a wound, or a soul contract, I want to say I feel the energy of soul contract here, especially because of whatever this is that you're releasing. But I'm also feeling that there's a limiting belief here. And it's a limiting belief that I'm not allowed to have boundaries. I can have boundaries externally all over the place. I can present in a way that creates boundary, my mask and the way that I put myself out into the world. But internally, I'm not allowed to have boundary. And I feel like the Queen of Swords is saying, no. Boundary is a necessity. You need to have it in order to move forward into what it is that you are creating. And there is creation that's going to happen here in June. It's happening. I want to say it's the kind of change where you can't stop the change. You can't slow it down. It's happening. And all you can do is make the decision as to how you choose to greet it in the morning, right? What you choose to do with it, how you choose to work with it. So Queen of Swords says, put some boundaries around that. And I'm hearing scheduling. Scheduling time for yourself within your own schedule is so important. If you don't set yourself up for success in the day through meditation or 5 minutes of stillness or calmness or quiet or just talking to your source, whatever it is, you're going to run into this 9 of Wands space again, where you're smiling, you're making it look good, but on the inside, you're like, fuck, I lost my shoes, my feet hurt, they're cut, they're blistered. I'm probably going to get an infection because I stepped on something back there. I'm so freaking tired. We don't want a repeat of that. So it's bringing real tangible boundaries into your life so that you can feel along the way. You don't have to compartmentalize yourself in order to get there. So the past energy, what is dying away right now? What part of you is falling away? And what role, pattern, or identity has run its course? Yes, 4 of Pentacles, scarcity. And I feel like for you, it's been scarcity of this validation, this idea that I need this person or this company or this publishing house, whatever it is, to acknowledge me, to see me, to show me, to tell me that my work is good. And 4 of Pentacles, I want to say, really kind of holds you back, because it is that scarcity energy. It is the idea that there isn't enough and I have to, keep everything close to me. Now, what's interesting about this 4 of Pentacles, protection, she's actually wide open. She's showing her heart space. She's got 2 pentacles in either hand, one that is enlightening her and one that she's standing on. And so there's an energy here of openness. And I want to say, when we're talking about the past and what's dying away, I feel like it's the old way of doing things, the old way of looking at resource. Is there enough? I'm seeing the paints that are scattered here, and she's been doing this wonderful painting. How much of that paint is left? Is she going to throw those bottles out? Did she have enough to get through the whole painting? We don't know, because she's standing on one foot. It's almost like she's trying to hide something behind her. We can't see what's behind her. Maybe something's missing. I feel again like you are letting go of the mask. You are letting go of this idea that I have to, with that 9 of Wands, I have to smile and make it look good for everybody. Even though on the inside, there's a lot of other shit going on. You're letting that go. You're letting this idea that you have to protect yourself or protect others from the truth of yourself. This actually feels super healthy to let it go. Because when you do let this go, I feel that the flow of what it is that you do want to create is going to come through much more quickly and with much more freedom, almost like you're channeling it. But right now, I feel like you're still kind of hanging on. You're hanging on tightly to this old version of yourself, or maybe a version of yourself that really never fully was, or that you weren't fully comfortable with it because it's not reflecting all of who you are. Highest potential, what can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? This is the breakthrough energy. Expansion. 3 of Wands. So I always love this card. This card makes me so happy. And I was mentioning to you guys earlier about Jupiter in your chart. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So if this is the highest potential and this is what you're working towards, then you need to give yourself space to be able to expand. You know, it's interesting. I'm seeing this sort of checkerboard energy. It looks like a little checker flag. But whenever I see checkers in a checkerboard, it always makes me think in the tarot of the game of life on a chessboard or a checkerboard, and understanding that there is an illusion to life, and then there's your observer perspective of life. So we are all playing on this game of life, or we're playing on the stage of life. We're playing a role, and there's also the observer part of us, the real person behind the actor, behind the pawn piece. And I feel like that is what you're expanding. Again, I'm getting a lot of this idea around authenticity, that this is really an invitation for you to show your full authentic self, warts and all, to the world, shedding the mask, because the mask is no longer serving you, allowing people to look at you as a crystal and to see all the facets of you, because they're going to love it. And anyone who doesn't love it, they're not your vibe anyway. And you're not their vibe, and they're not your vibe, and all the vibe things and the stuff. So expand or die is what I keep hearing. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just feel like this is kind of like your guides are saying, drop the mask, be yourself, because that's the thing that is the challenge for you. Being yourself allows you to be in your feels, but in a healthy way, in a way that is comfortable for you. But you kind of got to expand and figure out what that comfort, the boundaries of that comfort zone are, right? Boundaries. Wow. Okay, you're going through some major stuff, and I feel that it's very positive. There's going to be a lot of stuff that is coming up and coming through that I'm really excited for you about. But I will say there is some vulnerability required here. And, you know, vulnerability is not for the faint of heart, but I believe in you. Capricorns, you are strong. You are courageous. And you can do this. Okay, what's your next step? What's just around the corner, and what energy or experience is coming in to support the next phase? Oh my God, your third 9. So 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of gratitude. It's a card of prosperity. It's a card of abundance. And here in this depiction, we are seeing a woman in her kitchen, and she is, you know, preparing some kind of exotic bird. I'm a vegetarian, so this kind of bothers me. But I'm going to just look past that. She is getting ready to prepare a nice meal. She's ordered, she's structured. Her kitchen is clean. Her kitchen is ready for her to go. Right now, you are not ready to go. But this is what you're leaning into. This is the next step. I'm cleaning all of this up so that I can step into my kitchen knowing that I don't have to do a bunch of prep work in order to get ready to make the meal. I can just dive in and be creative and make the meal and be happy in that space. I'm thinking about right now, my house has all sorts of plunkets in it. I call it plunkets. That's my dad. My dad came up with that term. You don't know what to do with it, so you plunk it here, and you know you've got the basket of laundry, and you plunk it there, and before you know it, because you haven't taken that 30 seconds or that 10 minutes to just put the clothes away or to put the keys, back in the right spot. You put it wherever, and before you know it, you've got a house full of plunkets. There's disorder and disarray everywhere, and you're feeling overwhelmed, and you don't know why you don't want to go into the kitchen to create food. I've got that right now. I'm laughing about it because I'm like, oh yeah, I could cook some dinner for myself, but it doesn't feel fun because I got a bunch of cleanup to do before I do that. That's not normally my style, and that's not normally your style either. But you have fallen into that particular pattern. That's what you are eradicating right now. That's what's coming to an end so that you can now step into this. I'm ready to create and I'm prepared. I've got all my ducks in a row. I'm resourceful and I've got the resources. And so let's do this. There's nothing stopping me now. There's nothing in my way. What an exciting thing to look forward to. I can't get over all of the pentacles that are coming up for you too. Which I think is really important because you are an earth sign. Your role. What part are you playing in your own life? How are you navigating this transformation in June? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? You've got the Strength card. Wow. Okay. So I feel like dropping this mask in June, while you understand that it's much needed, it's necessary, it's the next right path, I feel like you're struggling with it a little bit. And it's because you're going in, for me, the Strength card is always about the inner child stuff, the ego voice, right? And the ego voice never wants to cause you harm. In fact, that's why it screams the loudest, is because it's always trying to keep you safe. But the ego voice does not discern between the pain of ripping a Band-Aid off your arm and chopping off the whole arm. So it just brings the 5-alarm fire to everything that it goes and that it does and that it feels. So I feel like for you here, when we're talking about your role in it, there is effort for you in being fully authentic, being vulnerable in that authentic space right now, because you're worried about whether people are going to like you or this one person in your life that's going to like you. You're also, again, in practice mode. You're getting your feet wet again. You're learning to ride the bike again. And it's not hard, but it's awkward, right? So the Strength card, I feel, is coming up and coming through to give you courage, to empower you, to say everything is okay. And of course, they're holding this beautiful white cat. Always the white animals represent spirit in the tarot. So spirit is with you. Spirit is happy to be nurtured by you. And spirit is also nurturing you. And for those of you who have cats, you know this very well. When they lay in your lap and they purr or they touch your face and they kiss you, it's healing for you. You might be giving them love, but really they're giving you love. They're giving you healing. So receive. I want to say receive that. By giving, receive. Receive by giving. There's that infinity sign. It's, chicken or egg, right? Do I receive first and then give, or do I give first and then receive? I feel like there's no first. Be in the natural flow of the give and the receive. Be in the natural flow of authenticity. It is what it is. I am where I am. I feel what I feel in this moment right now, and I'm not going to judge it. That's where the empowerment is coming through. That inner child is happy. That inner child is saying, oh, okay, you've got this, so I can relax. I don't have to bring the 4-alarm fire or the 5-alarm fire to this. I can expand with you with confidence because I don't need external validation because I know you've got it. I know you've got it. So you got to believe in yourself. I feel like that's super important. Circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And is it happening in a positive way or a negative way? Another 3. Oh my goodness. You have so many synchronicities with numbers. So it's your second 3 of Wands. Now we've got the 3 of Cups. Support system, 3 of Cups, celebration. Yes. Hang out with your friends. Tell your friends what's going on. Be vulnerable with your friends because your friends are a great place to start with that vulnerability piece, right? They're a safe space. They're an easy crowd, right? They're on the hot list. They're on the warm list and the hot list. They're a hot lead. And I feel like this is a time where you don't have to hide yourself away. Again, removing the mask, be around people that love you, warts and all, no matter what the case may be. I feel like that's all I need to say on this. That's the support system for this month. Get out, and be with friends, especially if you find yourself being in your head too much about all of the shift and the change, the letting go, the endings, the preparation. Get out and have some fun. And don't just be a once a week, get out and have some fun person. I feel like you need to incorporate fun every day in your life. Maybe go out twice a week with people, or twice a week out in the world. Be seen. That's the way that you break out of the out of practice thing. You're practicing. And before you know it, you're old hat at it. And you're like, oh yeah, I remember what this is all about. I love that. Hopes and fears. What are you dreaming of becoming? And what scares you about actually doing it? I always love this question. The Chariot. This has been coming up a lot too in a lot of the cards. So what I really feel here when I'm talking about the Chariot with you is you're really hoping that you can still keep your mask. You know, here's the real me. I've got the light and the dark. Here's the real me. I've got both of these things that are maybe warring with each other from time to time, or sitting peacefully, or spirit broken and just doing what they need to do to get by. And this is the mask. Hey world, look at me. I got it all together. Everything's awesome. Glinda the Good Witch, right? I get to wave my magic wand and everything is okay. I feel like this is kind of the energy that you're really still hanging on to your mask. You really want to be able to hang on to this identity or this safety net. And I don't feel like you're purposely trying to be inauthentic or that you're, not in your own integrity. I'm talking about that mask that we all wear when we go out into the world. You're being invited to shed it because it is holding you back. So the Chariot, I feel, is coming through for you right now around the fear. Like, you still want to hang on to it. You want to find a way. Even as I'm talking about it, you're thinking, well, maybe I can still hold my mask with this person or in that situation, or, I can work around it. Maybe I can just sort of lessen the mask. The invitation here, the Chariot, is basically saying to you, once we get on this path, once we start this ride, you got to let it all go, because yeah, she looks good right now. Once you get off the grass and onto the gravel path, that dress is not going to look so pretty. That hair is going to be matted. There's going to be dirt all over your face. That wand is going to get damaged along the way. There are going to be chips and things in it because the Chariot moves fast. The Chariot is how the opposites can come together. And yes, it gets you from A to B. It serves its purpose, but it's not an easy ride. You don't ever want to stay in a smelly cab for the entire, week of your vacation. You want to use the smelly cab from the airport to the resort and call it a day. It serves its purpose, but when you're done with it, you don't want to be there anymore. And that's what I feel this is about for you. So really looking at those areas where you are nervous to be vulnerable, where you're nervous where you maybe don't feel safe to show your true self and your true colors. And it might not be with everything in your life. It might be with a particular person, the external validation, and that's okay. Rely on your friends to get you into that, out of that practice mode and into old hat mode, where it's just, you're flowing. And your ideal outcome, if you stay the course, who will you be on the other side of this journey? And what is the result of embracing the full cycle of death and rebirth? Ooh, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is choice, dreams, and illusions. And I feel like when we're talking about that highest and best outcome, who you're going to be on the other side, right now you feel limited in your choices because you are limiting yourself in what you can build and create, because you're trying to impress or receive validation from another person, place, or thing. 7 of Cups comes through to say, on the other side of this, suddenly you're open to all of your potential choices, all of the possibilities. And I want to say the sky's the limit. If you want all 7, you can do all 7. If you want 3 of the 7, you can do 3 of the 7. If you just want to choose 1, you can do 1. But right now, you don't even feel like you have that choice. Sorry, you guys get cat butt in the face. This is Mr. Neo. Excuse me, Fuzz. Mama's working. Excuse me. Thank you. So 7 of Cups is really giving you your choice back, your options back. It's reminding you that you are a sovereign being who has the beautiful ability to co-create your life. And every experience that you have is an experience that your soul has manifested to you, that your feelings and emotions have manifested. And this is an invitation to become more connected to your feelings, because our thoughts become things based on how we feel about them. And we talked about that earlier. That 9 of Cups really represented how you've forgotten how you felt about a thing. And when you finally connected to it, that's when you realized, I have to let this go because I'm actually not having fun. This isn't serving my purpose. So the 7 of Cups is that outcome, because it's saying, okay, I let all of that go. And now, oh, I have choice again. I have option again. And that's important. Oh my goodness, guys. Wow. My courageous Capricorns, you have a really intense June ahead of you. But I also want to say, on the other side of that intensity, there's so much growth. There is so much excitement to look forward to, because I feel almost like you're getting yourself back. It feels like you're really embracing and embodying yourself again. And not to say that you've been living inauthentically your whole life or anything like that, but I do want to say to you, there's a part of you that you've been kind of keeping in a drawer for later. And that's the part that's coming up and coming through. So thank you so much for joining me on this transformational tarot and astrology reading for June. As always, I am sending you guys so much love, so much support. Please comment and keep me posted throughout the month on how you are doing and the different experiences that you're having as you are dropping the mask and making these changes. It's going to be amazing. You got this. I believe in you.